us free.
Can't thank you enough for what you've done.
The things
Oh
he
God,
did
please
to
just
us.
don't hurt me. I just want to forget about all this.
Though it seems futile, I ask one final time. Leave this vault and the things you have seen. You cannot change what has happened here. Leave me to this cold and lonely place.
The card doesn't work? Blackburn must have overridden the door codes. Probably guessed the looters might find a key card eventually if they had the run of the place. If he's changed the codes for the door, we're not getting through. I knew a lot of knights that would probably try to blow up the door. These doors are hydraulically... If we can find the lines that feed to this door, we might be... Look for a utility room nearby. This should be it. Take a look. See if you can find the lines to the overseer's office. Nice work. You might have a future as a scribe if you want it. Let's head back. The door should be open now. What can I help you with, Initiate? We found a few defunct cryonic storage capsules and bunkers on our way out from California, and never anything on that scale. It's no wonder this vault is frozen over. All the data I've seen says FEV is horrifying, but he's doing these Everything we found makes it sound like he knows it's wrong, but has convinced himself it's... Even if he could make the FEV beneficial, I could never condone what he... I'm not sure if I hate him for it or pity him for being... Agreed.
It appears neither the Vault defenses nor the Blood Eagles were a match for you. Quite formidable. You can lower your weapons. It would clearly be futile for me to struggle, and I surrender willingly. Contrary to what you may think, I did not lie to you when we spoke at Fort Atlas. I did say it would be difficult for a layperson to understand. FEV was never intended to be a source of abominations and grotesqueries. It was to be the next step in human evolution. Our refinement into something. Certainly the fools at West Tech were more obsessed with observing its failures than correcting them. But its true purpose was for good, and now it will fulfill that purpose. Because of me.
Listening to this is making me understand Shin's point of view.
This is true. I wish it could have been avoided. It was easier and safer, for myself, if not for others, to release those failures before their metamorphosis was complete. I had work to finish, and I knew the Brotherhood was out there to deal with the errors.
Your errors tunneled into Fort Atlas and could have killed everyone!
Is that so? It seems my failures were indeed steps on the road to success. That level of coordination suggests an increase in cognitive development over the typical example. Still, I bear the Brotherhood no ill will. My apologies for that. Do you believe I did this all blindly? Groping madly in the bodies of the innocent for some unknown and hallucinatory secret? With each iteration, each test conducted, I identified flaws in the virus and calculated their removal. I have no doubt in my work.
It sounds like you haven't actually tested your perfect virus.
There are steps being taken as we speak. Any miscalculations that might exist are minor and will be addressed shortly. I am sure your Brotherhood will happily I will be entirely forthcoming, though I expect you will want to conduct. As for the contents of this vault, the Brotherhood is free to collect anything that...
I don't like the sound of that.
What you call insanity is merely that it condemns me in your eyes or consigns me to... I have ensured the future of humanity, not just... Were it possible to achieve it without...
After seeing what you've done here...
Despise me if you will. I took no pleasure in what had to be done. I have no doubt. Yes, I assumed as much when you entered. Very well. Consider me arrested, if you must. I am ready to face any judgment the Brotherhood wishes to mete out. My work here is complete, regardless. And it is too late for you to stop it. Simply that I have achieved my goal. The FEV is perfected, and it is too late for you to change that. My sacrifices, the terrible things I have done to accomplish this, it has been paid in full, and now salvation awaits humanity.
What? You can't do anything with it now. We've caught you. You're finished.
Have I given you any reason to believe I have not already taken the necessary action?
Okay, that's not good.
I have completed it. I turned a flawed miscreation into something that will heal an ill and wounded humanity. But if by that you mean, what have I done with the result? It is no longer here. I have associates. They are even now finalizing the mechanisms of its distribution. You are too late.
Paladin Romani needs to hear about this.
Let me go. Ah, yeah. Yes, consider me. My work here is... Do you think I'd take any pleasure or pride in that fact? Had I been capable of accomplishing my goal without them, I would have... I do not expect forgiveness. But I am at your disposal.
You can head out. I'll radio for a team to secure the site and get the prisoners to safety. Then bring Blackburn back to the fort. I'm sure the others are going to have a lot of questions for him. Good work, Initiate. I'm glad you were here. Good work in here, Initiate.
There is nothing left for you here. I am certain your Paladin and Knight will extract any information they need once I am under guard at your fort.
You should be getting back to Fort Atlas, Initiate. I'll be fine here. Report back to the Paladin and the Knight as soon as you can.
Think of me what you will. It will change nothing.
The recovery team should be on their way.
I've said enough at present. I'm sure your officers will have plenty to ask of me when I'm in custody at your headquarters.
Good work in here, Initiate.
There is nothing left for you here. I am certain your Paladin and Knight will extract any information they need
The recovery team should
once
be
I
on
am
their
under
way.
guard at your fort.
I'll be fine here. Report back to the Paladin and the Knight as soon as you can.
I've said enough at present. I'm sure your officers will have plenty to ask of me when I'm in custody at your headquarters.
You should be getting back to Fort Atlas, Initiate.
Think of me what you will. It will change nothing.
Good work in here, Initiate.
There is nothing left for you here. I am certain your Paladin and Knight will extract any information they need once I am under guard at your fort.
You should be getting back to Fort Atlas, Initiate.
Research log, Dr. Edgar Blackburn. Number 148. I can feel the end approaching. The equations fall into place, and I can see the shape of it. The perfected FEV. Even in my restless dreams, that vision of the goal is the only succor now. What I have done to reach it can never be washed away. I have been right, but that is small comfort. I give them numbers now, and try not to listen when they speak to me, pleading. I prefer to sedate them when removing them from their holding cells. Unconscious, they cannot weep or stare accusingly at me. I cannot make them understand that we are alike part of a greater destiny. They think me inhuman, uncaring, I know I would be no different were our roles reversed. I do not blame them for hating me. I lie in my cot at night and see their faces. I remember them all, and wait for sleep to carry me to the visions of when I can finally stop. Final candidate number 3 is ready for verification. I am within 2, perhaps 3 iterations of success. Will I be able to sleep untroubled when this is over? Or will punishment for what I have done be a mercy, freeing me from its memory and log? I have been fully compliant with your questioning. Threats are not required.
With everything you've done, you're lucky I'm only threatening you right now.
Please, this argument is getting us nowhere.
Initiate, you're back. Maybe you can help me talk some sense into Romani here. We've been going over what happened at Vault 96 and interrogating our prisoner. This smug monster is practically bragging about torture and unleashing horrors on the world. And Romani is treating him with kid gloves.
I am not bragging. What I have done was necessary. I take no pride in those terrible acts. I will have to live with the shame of them forever. That weight does not, however, diminish that the ends were worth the means. You will learn that soon enough. My colleagues will see that our creation, a vast improvement on the FEV, is distributed shortly.
Do you see the arrogance, the self-justification? We should end him and be done with it.
That's what I said.
It's justice. You've killed people for less, and the people of Appalachia deserve an end to this madness.
They'll get it, but summary execution isn't the way. Preventing Dr. Blackburn's associates from taking this horror any further must be our priority, and we may need the doctor to convince them.
My colleagues have a laboratory hidden beneath the headquarters of my former employer, West Tech. We intend to correct the FEV's mistakes at their birthplace. Poetically appropriate, would you not agree? My colleagues have a facility better suited to final testing and mass production of the virus. As we speak, they are preparing for its release into the air and water of Appalachia. Once dispersed, it will enter the precipitation cycle in groundwater, and then it cannot be stopped.
No! It could spread for hundreds, maybe thousands of miles!
I'm never gonna make a name for myself holding down the fort.
That is your goal, not mine. But I am not a soldier, and would not withstand strenuous interrogation well. No minor delay on my part will change what is to come. Perhaps my cooperation will allow us to make a case for the good we are about to do, and convince you of our...
Impossible. We could never support something so abominable.
Yes. If the doctor's associates are preparing to distribute the virus, we have to put our emotion. Blackburn's punishment, whatever its form, can wait until Appalachia is safe. Head to West Tech. Find and secure the entrance to this lab, and we'll follow behind.
I don't like this, Romani. We should be done with him here and now and level this laboratory. This is just like what Elder Maxim faced at Mariposa. Or have you forgotten?
Elder Maxon came to regret acting rashly there. Or have you forgotten?
If they've already begun producing the virus, blowing up the place could just help spread it. We'll need to be a bit more delicate than that.
Very well. If Blackburn is coming with us, I will be watching him. Perhaps he can provide leverage against his fellow lunatics.
If I can prevent further loss of life, I will.
Then it's decided. Initiate, head for West Tech. We've no time to lose. See you there.
Do you need something?
We have to stop these people before they spread their virus even farther.
New recruits, night shifts training, weapons in a base like this.
I'll buy a new gun with my next cut.
I heard something.
Damn the
What are they
half-rats.
doing with all those people? I said don't matter, as long as I'm getting paid.
It's not over yet!
Enough, Shin. Let's catch up with our vanguard.
Do you need something?
Are we secure, Initiate? The Hellcats were likely here to protect Blackburn's associates from the super mutants above.
Should we expect any further resistance?
I am not aware of the details of the defensive measures my colleagues may have taken. I would not, however, expect them to tolerate trespassers.
We should keep moving.
As you wish. I am your prisoner, after all. I have little choice in the matter. Dr. Farhar is nominally the head of their group. Dr. Jane was a junior scientist at Westtech. Brilliant, but easily led. He shared my disgust at the Hunters. Nellie Wright, on the other hand, is Dr. Farhar's pet project. An adoptee of sorts. A trap I conceived, prepared, and executed entirely while in your custody. Certainly.
Let's move out. Eyes open.
Edgar, who are these people? What happened to the guards?
The guards are dead, Dr. Farhar. This is the Brotherhood of Steel. I have been their guest since they discovered our project. Regrettably, they object to what we are doing.
We will not be intimidated. This facility is secure. You can't get to us. We will finish our work. This isn't the Huntersville strain. Dr. Blackburn has purified the virus of its considerable defects.
We've made something wonderful out of something horrible. We're helping people this time. We've run the simulations. All three of us triple-checked the models and compared to prior experimental data.
We're confident in the formulation.
You know what they say? Human testing is the best testing. A large-scale release will provide a representative sample. Science needs vision, like Dr. Blackburn's, like ours. Let's not let testing hold us back.
Well, no. Not as such, but...
Of course we have. Experimentation has identified the key flaws in the original strain. Iterative testing has pinpointed the defective genetic sequences, and we've corrected them in each case.
Of course not! What West Tech did, they didn't care who they hurt. And they did it just to see what happened.
Dr. Jane is enthusiastic, but it's true.
We're advancing science itself. No offense to Dr. Jane, but West Tech wasn't doing science. They were only burning ants with a magnifying glass by comparison.
Well, sure. It might seem hasty.
Don't be such a pushover, Janie.
No, wait. I've also had my doubts. Perhaps we should discuss this after all.
I can see you're troubled. You know what you're doing isn't right. Let's talk through this. We can come to an agreement.
I want to avoid violence. But that's always on the table, as long as you hold Dr. Blackburn hostage. Let him go. Please, let him go or we will cut off.
I am afraid you will have to give in on this one, if you truly want to stop our distribution. Allow me to explain. My colleagues could not stop production if they tried. It requires a code. I am the only one who knows the code. I set this plan in motion.
Is this true?
Edgar.
You will have to forgive Dr. Farha. She did not know. I added this functionality to our distribution program. As insurance, you might say.
Boy, that's handy, huh?
So there you have it. I am willing to help you in exchange for sparing them. Perhaps in the end, I am more willing to sacrifice the lives of strangers than... I do not wish them to be harmed. I assure you, I have only a...
We cannot seriously be considered.
I don't like it either. But what other option do we have?
Dr. Farha, please permit me inside as a sign of good faith from the Brotherhood. I am certain we can negotiate a peaceful resolution and perhaps preserve...
All right. I'm registering you for the security grid. Just you.
With your leave.
Don't make this worse.
This is a mistake.
Now that that is over with, Nellie, prep the test chamber. They want proof of our success. I will give it to them myself.
Edgar, wait!
I am sorry, but this must happen. You will see, and then...
Edgar, please. Let's talk about this.
You've signed your death warrant, Blackburn.
I will test the sample on myself and be proof of our achievement. Anything you do to me after does not matter. I'm going in. Ready the tag.
We should have executed him when we had the chance.
Now is not the time. We've got to find a way in quickly. There's no time to waste.
FEV flow ready, Doctor.
Initiate procedure. Code Ascension.
Initiating.
Please. All of you, this isn't right!
What's this? No. What's happening? This can't be. The figures were correct.
Edgar, I should have known. I did know. We weren't ready. I owe you an apology. Our work was a failure. Any good it might have done was a mirage. I knew it in my heart, but didn't listen. As a token of goodwill, I have used Edgar's code to stop production. We will not distribute the virus. I will make sure of that. But I will not simply let you in. There may be little I can do to stop you, but I will defend my colleagues in what little way I can. You've certainly been more diplomatic than I was expecting. I do believe you have good intentions. The way is open.
Do you really think they've stopped production? This whole sob story sounds like a trap.
We can verify that once the area is secure and try Valdez to double check. Until then,
You've arrived. Please, hear me out. We are scientists. Our work is all we have to give to this broken world. We had truly hoped to give humanity a better way to fight back. Against the radiation, we failed. But this doesn't have to be the end.
Why does it sound like you're giving up? We weren't that far off, just a tweak here or there.
If I may interrupt, I agree with everything Dr. Farha has to say. Despite how it looks, we are not evil people. Knowing that, what are your intentions with us?
I'm glad you see the truth of the matter.
I'm afraid that's not going to cut it. The Brotherhood exists to keep humanity safe. And your work endangered everyone in Appalachia. If that failed virus had gotten out, countless people could have died. We can't allow you to continue experimenting.
wait, Shin. It's clear that we can't just let them go. But their knowledge could be valuable to the Brotherhood and the people of Appalachia. Blackburn was the ringleader, but he's gone. We know nothing about the others, and of all people, you and I shouldn't fault anyone for trying to make a difference.
I can. And I will.
Is this still about back then? You can't forgive yourself for your own mistakes, so you refuse to forgive others too. When will you put that behind you?
This has nothing to do with that. There will be no more experiments. And they're too dangerous to keep a prisoner.
Wait, you're really going to kill us?
Hold on. We're not killing anybody. We will bring them back to Fort Atlas and have Scribe Valdez monitor their work.
Have you lost your mind?
Think about it. This is exactly why the Brotherhood exists. To safeguard technology. I hate to admit it, but the Elders are right on this. We can't let them go, but we can't destroy what knowledge they have either.
A wise compromise. I'm willing to cooperate. You, the angry one. Consider the fact that universities are no longer operating. In a generation or two, there will be few, if any, people left in the world with a formal education.
How many dozens have you killed? Do you really think your life is worth more than theirs because of your education? We don't need your knowledge if you're deranged enough to resort to human experimentation.
Please! Stop this. Let us stop for a moment and talk to each other. There's still much that we haven't told you about our work. And we know little about your Brotherhood. Perhaps we can find out more where our perspectives overlap.
Yes. Maybe some discussion will cool Shin's head. I have no desire for this to come to blows.
Very well. You haven't said anything yet? Surely you have an opinion on this matter.
Scribe Valdez was appalled to find out that people were being turned into super mutants. You really like to burden her with supervising the sociopaths who were behind it.
Don't be so quick to jump to conclusions. As Dr. Jane said, there is more to our story, if you'd be willing to hear it. Let's pause and open the floor for conversation, shall we?
Make it quick, Initiate. Shouldn't take long to see through their lies.
What questions do you have for me? We could focus the idea of human evolution into a more targeted formula. Say, a Formula 2. In fact, I hear serums of that sort may already be circulating among the survivors of the region. I'd like to study what they have created and improve upon it. It went too far. And quite frankly, I regret. By the time I figured out that Dr. Blackburn was experimenting on humans, I was unable to convince them to pull back. There was no one interested in listening. I had to talk your superiors down first. The Brotherhood are a passionate sort. Dr. Blackburn and Dr. Jane were my college associates. I met Nellie when she broke through my window to search for scraps as Wasteland survived. She was more interested in my research notes than my leftovers. I'm responsible.
I heard when the Brotherhood breaks down your door, they say, "Add victory. Hand over your arms." Oh, wow. That's scary. I don't have any arms. Well, unless you mean human arms, because I've got 2 of those, but they're mine. You can't have them. Wrong. It's all wrong. We ran the models, but the models... I know exactly where to change the ratios to make this work. I can make it work. We just need one more chance. Don't run from science. Let us do this. Let us... What about them? Is that any worse than being human? As Dr. Jane says, all life is sacred. You'd probably gun them down regardless, right? To improve the human race. If I was kidnapped for our experiments, I wouldn't mind. Most kidnapped... Oh, are you a licensed medical professional? Even if you are, it's pretty rude to make sudden, unwarranted diagnoses of people. Okay, I guess. Janie and Farah? Well, I don't think anybody liked me before Farah, so I'm glad. Janie worries too much. He's always asking, are we doing the right thing? Is this gonna work? You don't know until you try. Edgar was the most fun of all. Too bad he miscalculated. You're not really gonna kill us, are you? I'm awfully young to die. You can fit a lot of experiments into 60 more years.
I urge you to reconsider. This was never meant to come to violence. I urge you to reconsider. I never intended to hurt anyone. Dr. Blackburn was in charge of procurement. He told us, please understand, we were so close. And everything we did was for the great... Dr. Farha may disagree, but we can implement new safety measures. Animal experiments on... We were so close to improving the human race as we know it. They are good people. Dr. Farah is quite... The girl is unorthodox. And about Dr. Blackburn... Please...
Those who commit crimes against humanity, it wouldn't be right to let them run free. Not to the people they killed, and the Brotherhood of Steel must protect the future. I don't see what other option there is, so we either ignore the danger. Whether I'm being dogmatic or not is irrelevant. My goal is to find them. It hasn't been a matter of if for some time now. I'm fully prepared to uphold the integrity of the Brotherhood. that possibility lies with... I've considered it thoroughly. That is...
How long do you intend to sweep it under the rug like?
Maybe so. But this is neither...
Shin, you owe it to yourself to
For those I failed then, and those... the raiders on the expedition route, Romani decided we would stay and fight them. It was my idea. I wanted to get... the rocket launchers. The ones we found at the... We had secured those weapons from a military facility, but there was a town being attacked by raiders. It didn't work. The town... It's my fault that happened. I vowed to never make... I can't let the past...